All right, welcome back. How we getting on, Jared?
I'm doing pretty good today. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good as well. It's pretty good
Awesome.
weather outside, not too
Well,
bad.
we have questions to answer from the 26th, today's the 30th. Bit delayed. Yeah, we asked you guys on Twitter to ask us some questions, and well, here we are. So, Thomas, do you want to start with the first one?
Right. So thank you to everyone who sent in a reply, and of course we're gonna give you a shout out in this video. We're gonna, tag you on Twitter as well. Thanks all for that. Now, so the Green Horizon / Irish indie audio drama wants to know, why do Irish people still believe in Roscommon? I remember my dad sitting me down and telling me when I was 8 that it wasn't real, but loads of people still believe in it. Mad stuff.
No, he does have a good point.
Great question.
I myself, I've never been to Roscommon, so I can never actually say it's real.
Actually, I don't think I've actually been to Roscommon either.
I know many a man as well who says that, what you call it again? What's that place with a sheep on it? Fermanagh. It's not real either, you know? Like it's old folklore. Like if you've never been there, but anyone who says they've been there is a liar.
I don't see what all the hype is. Like, what the fuck is even in Roscommon? Think about it.
Like, who's Ross?
And why is he so common?
Anyway, yeah, Roscommon isn't real, and anyone says it is a liar.
I've never been. Like, let's dive a little bit deeper in here, Jared. Now, for just for a moment, shall we? I'm gonna look up.
It's a government conspiracy.
I'm just. I'm curious.
Oh look, Roscommon is not real.
Give me a sec now. I'm curious now. Jesus, would you look at that?
Yeah, the facts speak for themselves, guys.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles, Jared.
Exactly.
No, Roscommon doesn't exist. Thanks for your question. Next question.
Great question. Your dad had a point. Listen to your fathers. Do fairies exist? That depends on what you mean. Or how many people do you know believe in them? We only have. What's that say? It's really small.
Manic pixie dreams, girls here in the States.
All right.
Dreams.
Well, I suppose.
No, they're not real.
No. It depends by your meaning. In all fairness, but fairies. Never seen one. Never talked to one. I heard a lad up the town. He met one in a pub, and they're dating for about 3 months. She flew off so.
I heard she ran away with his brother.
Sucks.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's a rough situation to be in. But that is a convincing look-alike. She's ginger. She's drinking. She has wings.
I mean, I'd believe it.
Looks pretty Irish to me. So probably real.
Okay. Micro Break Podcast wants to know, is Guinness Ireland really considered a food group in Ireland? Or is this something us Americans make us feel better about getting drunk?
He does have a point. It's one of the primary food groups. Like the food pyramids, there's like stuff you shouldn't eat on top. There's stuff you also shouldn't eat much of on the second thing. Eventually you get down to like fruit and veg and stuff. Under that there's like potatoes and stuff. Like you really need that stuff. Yeah, well, just below that, the primary, like it's the number one thing you need is Guinness. It puts iron into your blood. It's just good for you.
It's like it's up there. It's like it's the same way.
I substitute most of my carbs with Guinness myself, and I've been in great shape for the last 12 years.
But I'm just thinking it's down there with the holy bread that you get in mass, and because that stuff it's necessary in the diet. And
as a matter of fact, this is actually not coffee; it's Guinness.
It's down. It's up there with flat. Well, I say up. It's down the pyramid. But like up at the pyramid now, you'd have your spice bag, your munchie box. You'd have your chicken roll. Will probably be near the top, right?
Chicken roll would actually be on the lower ends because you're supposed to get about 3 of those into a week.
Ah, my bad. Fair enough.
No, those jambons you get in those jambons you can get in garages, like those are up on the top. Like if you're eating one of those a week, you should be checking yourself.
Yeah, you need maybe 1 or 2 doctor's appointments a week with those things in your. Anyway.
But they say like you can count it out with a pint of Guinness in one hand. So.
Another question.
If you want to up your numbers.
That reference. Why do we love Guinness so much? I'll be honest with you. I don't
Great
drink
question.
Guinness. I don't
I
like
didn't.
Guinness.
Okay, I've been joking a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
But if you didn't tell, but my first Guinness I had in Greece. Yeah, I never had a Guinness in Ireland until doing the podcast. I know it's because we were demanded to by James C. Burns and Darwin Nussessian for an interview. He said if they're drinking, we gotta drink. It has to be Guinness. So that was probably the second time I drank Guinness in Ireland. I like Guinness though. It just tastes nice. That's all.
I don't like Guinness. I don't like the taste of it. It's too I don't like the taste of barley and stuff like that.
Well, I don't like getting drunk.
No.
But I like drinking. When I don't like drinking, as I've said before. But if I'm gonna be out with people, I don't want to get drunk. I'll have something like a Guinness. Well, from now on, at least. When the government starts to sell alcohol, you can go and see your friends like.
But it's fairly popular drinking. If I was going to the Guinness factory, sure, I'd have one. And you know what I mean? I want to do the tour of the Guinness factory now. At some point, and they have a new restaurant there as well, don't they?
Really?
I'm really looking forward to that.
Cool.
Thanks for that question though. I understood that reference. You're an Irish podcast, so that's pretty cool. Thanks. You probably know why you like Guinness so much because it tastes nice over here. The Drink Drunk Dead podcast wants to know: are matchmaking festivals actually a thing? I've never heard of that. Have you?
I've never heard of that.
Do they mean maybe like discos or?
Well, matchmaking festivals, I guess kind of they're a thing. They're not called that.
No, they're definitely not called that.
But I guess they happen. But they happen everywhere. Yeah, like Lisbon Varna.
The 2020 festival features some of the top names in Irish and country music, such as Michael English, Mike Denver, Johnny Brady, Cleena Hagen, Nathan Carter, Derek Ryan, and more.
Yeah, I've been told about Lisbon Varna before. There's a song called Lisbon Varna. I guess they're a thing. I don't take part in that behavior.
What do they do exactly?
I guess probably like speed dating.
Oh, is it like speed dating? No.
I'm completely guessing. I didn't even know.
No, I have no idea. What's it called?
Liz Varna.
Liz Duvarna.
Liz Dun Varna.
Liz Dun. I've never heard of this name.
Seriously?
What is it then?
Was that an archery
1 month of
competition
music and dancing from 11 a.m. to late. Ireland's top notch. So it's like a big festival where you meet someone and pretty much is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never heard of that.
If that's your thing.
I mean, if that's what you're into, yeah.
Sure.
Of course, go for it.
They exist.
They are real. Thank you for the question, good sir.
Now, another question by the same guy.
Drink Judd podcast wants to know: do they still teach Gaelic in schools now?
Now Gaelic is kind of like.
Apologies, uninformed. American. Yeah. I meant the language. Okay, the language. Yes, they still teach it in school. They teach it from the age of 4 to the Leaving Cert, which is
Scottish
the
and Irish
end of high school, is it?
Gaelic. But yeah, you learn Irish. From the moment you're in till the moment you're out.
Pretty much.
I went to an Irish school, and
same.
It went to an extent where you did maths in Irish, you did everything in Irish.
Oh, it was horrible.
Did you just say same?
I went to an Irish school until second class. I was in there, and I remember I got in trouble once for speaking English in the yard.
Same. Actually, I remember very vividly one of the kids. I remember who you are still. Went and told on me because I said printer in English.
Oh, you dick! Jerry.
You know what I got? I got like a white card, which is like if I got a second one, I was suspended. Because I was not okay with the fact that I said printer and I was taking off yard, so I was really annoyed.
You were taking off the what?
Taking off the yard. And also in our yard, we weren't allowed, we were only allowed to walk. Imagine trying to tell that many kids you could only walk in their yard.
Huh.
And the school was so small, you had to have junior, senior, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth all in the same yard.
Hardly.
Every one of them.
I remember that was the smaller girls' school in our town now, but that's like an Irish school in
Yeah,
Our
they
local
moved.
town.
They moved recently, but originally they were behind like a Chinese place.
I was supposed to go to that now, but I decided I didn't want to go back to an Irish speaking school, and I moved up to Offaly.
I don't talk to anyone from there anymore. It's kind of
Mm.
weird. But yeah, it was rough. I actually had to move school to the boys' school because I started forgetting how to speak English.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, that's dead ass the reason I had to move. My English was so bad, I had to do a year in the boys' school. I was going home. Like you spend most of your time when you're that young in school, and when you're talking at least. Because when you go home, what are you going to say to your parents? Hi, Mom, I had a great day. What's for dinner? Like, you're not very intelligent or...
I guess the way they see it is like if they keep you speaking Irish, that hopefully it'll become your first language. Yeah, you know. Well, that's probably the thing behind it, but like suspending you because of it, that's just.
Well, I didn't get suspended. It was like the warning before suspension.
The threat of being suspended. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a bit stupid now, I must say.
Yeah, it was rough, but sure, my English isn't as good anymore. Anyway, my Irish is worse.
Oh god, yeah.
So.
Very few people can actually speak fluent Irish. Like and to those who can, like props to your fair sound.
I mean, if you can think in Irish, you're basically there.
Pretty much.
You might have like a limited vocabulary, but if you can if I plopped you into the Gaeltacht and you could actually communicate with people, you're basically fluent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Good question.
They do teach it.
Thank you, Drink Drunk Dead podcast. That was a great question. Then we have a question from Tweets Ahead podcast. What are the medicinal oh my god. What are the properties the medicinal properties of flat 7-Up? Well,
I know a lad up the town, and he was riddled with diseases. And he was on the brink of death, and then the mammy came in and she gave him tomato soup and a flat 7-Up. And I heard now he's on the local rugby team, and he's the best lad they have.
Yeah. Yeah, and his name's, Callum Dudley. No, I'm messing.
Doesn't Callum actually do like rugby?
I think he does do. He used to do rugby anyway, but yeah, no. Yeah. No, there's no actual medicinal properties.
There is. Look it up. Look it up.
I remember they gave it to you. Is it not like not a placebo, no?
Well, there's something there. I know definitely like for hangovers, it has a chemical in it that just like knocks that shit out.
Now, flat 7-Up. Irishology. I like that. I must check that website out. I've never heard of it. When it comes to soda, many people view a cup of flat soda as just what the doctor ordered. The quick and popular remedy, usually in the form of cola, ginger ale, or clear sodas, said to settle the stomach with slight fizz and replenish fluids and glucose by loss of vomiting and diarrhea. Okay, so let's get sick. Yeah.
Every time Thomas is in the office and he's saying, "Jer, I'm dying of a flu. I think I might have COVID or something," I normally just give him a flat 7-Up and say, "Off with you."
And sure, I'm fine then, and then I just go back to not being allowed to use the bathroom.
At 1 million subscribers, you can go once. How's that?
Sure. Good question. Yeah. So some properties, some not. I think people kind of make a joke out of it. Maybe it's overused. It's not as overused as the Irish mammies and the chicken roll joke, because those are just not funny anymore.
Irish mammies, you kind of say it to butter up to your mum when you know you've been a proper dick.
Yeah. And then the chicken roll, it's funny, but like not that funny.
Yeah, last time I had a chicken roll, I was in school. That was 6 months ago.
Jesus. I'm dying for one. Make a homemade one would be nice. It's not the same. It's never the same, is it, Jared?
No, it's never the same. Making one at home. I've tried it many times. But there's something about that slightly stale bread, the butter that's been open too long, the chicken that was on the way out, but they cooked it so you wouldn't taste it, and asking for a bit of cheese on top or something. That's the magic.
That is the magic. Good question. Thank you for that. Now, what's your 3 preferred types of potatoes to accompany any Irish meal? Ours would be mash or champ, garlic fries, or gratin, in that order. Well, for me, I don't like mashed potato. I've said it many times. I don't like them. For me, it would be roast
I
potatoes.
I genuinely thought he wanted us to name kinds of potatoes. I was like, roosters, Mars Pipers.
No. Mine, it would be
Baby
roasted potatoes. It would be, I guess, chips. I don't know. Like, and then what I like doing is air frying. Do you know air fryers, Jared?
Yeah, I have an air fryer.
Air fryers are great. Let's get a picture of an air fryer up here. These things are great because I like it anyway.
Air fryers are just the best.
Yeah. Air fryer. I have an air fryer and I have a slow cooker, and they're probably like the two best investments I've made for cooking food. They're great. Like making stews and like cooking stuff now.
You make stew in the air fryer.
No. No, in the slow cooker. Oh, you'd probably fucking break it, wouldn't you?
That would be some process.
So it'd be roasted potatoes, chips in the air fryer, and number 3 would probably be chipper. All right, go on, Jared.
I'm a big fan of mashed potatoes. I love potatoes, full stop. Very Irish of me. But yeah, mashed potato. I like to get baby potatoes, slice them in half, and then put them in the air fryer. They crisp up nicely. And yeah, homemade fries with potatoes, always great.
Pretty cool.
You can't beat the real stuff.
Big shout out to hash browns though. Those things are pretty fucking good.
Not the American style. I never could get used to those.
Oh no, like the Irish.
But the Irish style, definitely.
In the shape of like triangles and shit, bro. Those things are fucking savage.
They're proper.
Right, we're on our second last question here, Jared. Let's go. Is there a particular book or books you recommend to understand 20th century Irish history? Huh.
Give me a second. I think I have one in here.
Give Jared a second. Jared's a big history guy now. And yeah, no, Jared studied history for the Leaving Cert and he's very into it. And myself, I didn't study history, but I'd be very interested in history. I'd like to think I am anyway. I'd be more interested in politics, but I'm not allowed to talk about politics on the podcast because that's controversial. I swear. Anyway. So, Jared. Michael Collins. Not a bad book.
The soundest lad in all of Ireland.
Not a bad man.
Not a bad man at all. Some people have their mixed feelings about him. But to be fair, he's the only reason that we have the privilege of calling ourselves Irish and we're free to live in this country.
Good choice, Jared. Thank you.
So that's my favourite book. Relevance to your question.
Thank you, Auburn Disket. Great question. And the last question by El Burro Loco. How come I can't get no tang around here?
What the hell do you mean by that?
I have no idea.
I mean, I'm thinking about that in two different contexts.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the clean one.
Cool. Did you lose it? Maybe we should look somewhere else. Yeah.
Get your tang somewhere else.
Yeah. Cool. So thanks for watching this video.
Talk about like tangy foods.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Good luck to you. Good luck to you with that question, whatever it means.
Yeah.
Thomas, bonus question.
Okay.
Ask yourself a question.
Ask myself a question.
Go on.
Oh, about what?
I don't know. Something Irish.
Oh.
That's an awfully quiet question.
How come in America, where they have really big, they have a lot of TV channels and they have a lot of big shows, big movies happening? Why do you think that's not happening in Ireland? We have 5 or 6 channels over here.
Well, what do you mean? Like with movies and TV shows not going ahead still?
So, like in Ireland, we have RTE, RTE2, TV3, and TG4.
Yeah.
That's about it, right?
Yeah. RTE is not going to take the risk. RTE is going ahead with Fair City, but they're not having any extras. I normally get a message when someone needs an extra, and I've gotten fucking nothing. But they're still going ahead. It's like main cast is still be there. But if you're main cast and you're over the age of, say, 65, you're not allowed on set. That's the case with some people in Fair City.
That makes sense. I watched... I don't know if it was filmed before COVID now, but I watched Bill and Ted today. The third installment of it.
Yeah.
You
can kind of tell if the characters are never really close, and if the if it's only the main characters and very few extras, yeah, it's probably during COVID.
It was probably before it because there was a lot of people in it. At one point, there was like, I'd say 50 or 60 people all at the same time in the same set. Really good movie, really funny. I love those movies though, the kind of stoner films. They're a good laugh when you're like, watch when you're with the lads and just need a laugh, Highly recommend. What about you, Jared? Ask the question there.
I was gonna ask a question, but I get in trouble first. Do you want a question? What's I'm Irish. I don't know. What's a traditional Irish meal? Okay, you can't include potatoes. They're not from here.
Good question. A traditional Irish meal would probably be a stew. It probably would. Just
what did they stew before potatoes?
Beef.
Like, do you know what grows around Ireland, like natively? Not very nice stuff.
Weed.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't be too sure about it now. Well, what does like?
I don't know.
You have no idea?
No, we have stuff like ground elder and nettles. We have wild garlic. I don't know. We ate everything, or the English like hunted them all to death. That's why we like no deer.
So a lot of wheat, oat, and barley is grown here.
Oh yeah, like proper Irish brown bread maybe.
Oh yeah, like what's
porridge?
Yeah. What's the name of that bread they used to make and they used to churn butter? What's the name of the brown bread they used to make? There's like a proper name for it. Soda bread.
Yeah, soda bread. You can make white soda bread. Yeah, I used to make that.
Any? Oh jeez, I've never made that.
It tastes alright.
No, but soda bread with your churned butter and milk straight from the cow.
Straight from the cow. Cow's next door. You walk in. What's the crack? Show us your old titties and you give it the old and you're done.
Your old titties.
Yeah, I stole that one straight out of Hardy Books.
That's great. Anyway, so yeah, that was a Q&A. We might do another one of these. Thanks for sending in the questions. We'll make sure to tag you all. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, it's gonna be up today. So I don't know. Have a great day. Whenever you see this, tell your grandma about the podcast. Have a great day.
Take your handy.